Hi friends, I got home a couple hours early from work today and I figured I would do something a little bit different for one of my videos. I want to tell you how I use buy, sell, trade in part of my reselling business. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Maria and I am a part-time reseller that just is adding this as part of my life on the side, and it's been so much fun learning reselling and sharing it here with you guys online. So I have what sold videos, I have haul videos, I have thrift with me's. But in some of those, I talk about how I use Once Upon a Child, which is a kids consignment store near me, as part of my business strategy. However, I do it a little bit differently than some others you might see online. And I've had some questions and comments and like Instagram DMs about how I do that. So I figured I would just take a quick video and share with you guys how I use that. Also, stick around because I'm going to show you a haul of items that I got as part of this process. So we'll get to those later on in the video. I got some really good ones I'm excited about, so stick around for those. So I know a lot of people shop for kids consignment, meaning they'll go to the bins, they'll pick up clothes, and then they'll take it to kids consignment, and then they'll liquidate that back into their business, which is fantastic. And maybe in the future I will do that. But as of right now, I have 2 kids. And so right now I am basically using Once Upon a Child to liquidate my own kids' clothes. So stick with me. Here's the cycle. I am a big proponent of using secondhand goods, secondhand items. That's basically why I'm here. That's basically why I'm doing this. I have a full-time job. We have a stable income, but I added this part on basically so I could go shopping whenever I want. And that's
not business advice.
Don't go shopping whenever you want. List your death pile. So for my kids, my family, my husband, myself, sure, we will buy new things. I am not trying to say I am completely perfect and never buy new items, but when I can, I absolutely like to find things on the secondhand market that I can use in my own lifestyle. It's environmentally and economically friendly. So when I am shopping at the bins or at a thrift store for my business, I am also always on the hunt for things for myself, my kids, and my husband, and our home. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to talk about bins. So when I go to the Goodwill outlet, also known as the bins, you pay by the pound for all of your items. So I am always looking for items to resell online on Poshmark, eBay, and Kitizen. However, as I am hunting, I will often find stuff for my kids. So when I get any of those items, not tons and tons because they don't need tons and tons. They also get gifted things. I am in kind of a local group where I will give things away for free and get things from free for neighbors. So we also utilize that aspect of this. And then at the end of the trip, I pay for the entire haul. I don't separate out those items. What that means is, say I bought 3 pounds of kids' clothes that day. I will work that into the cost of goods for all of my other items that I got to resell. I don't separate them out. So then they get given to my kids wear them. They often destroy them. Anybody with me? Any parents out there that my kids have this like rubber mulch playground that they utilize at their daycare that destroys some of their stuff? But for anything that is not destroyed, that it is in decent enough condition, I will then take to Once Upon a Child. Once Upon a Child is technically not a kids consignment store. I think I said that at the beginning of the video. It is a kids buy sell trade store, meaning you can give them your items, they will look over and they will choose what they want to keep. It is not traditional consignment in the sense that they put it on the floor and then they pay you when it sells. They just pay you outright for the items. So while we're talking about this, let me show you kind of what I take when I go to Once Upon a Child. You're gonna get to see the throes of my basement. This was not planned. I have not cleaned anything and I have an unfinished basement. So let's just go on a little bit of an adventure down into my basement, which is basically storage. We have some lifting equipment and we have my reselling stuff. Hold on, I gotta find a light for you guys. Okay, I kid you not, the light bulb is out. I apparently need to replace it, so I will fix the light bulb. You can see all of my reselling boxes behind me, but for right now, let me just show you this. So these are some items that I have right now. Not these. These are going to be given to a friend who is pregnant, and I have set those aside. But I have some items here, some clothes I just put on top, some toys, and then stuff that I will need to fold. But normally I will take them one of these bins, and I have it nicely folded right now for the next time I go. And this is stuff that eventually I will try to take them when I have room in the bin below. I stopped taking them more than one bin at a time because I don't know, I just feel like I feel like they weren't taking that much stuff, and that if I give them one bin, it's easier to handle and they'll maybe take more stuff. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. What do you guys think? How much do you like to take at a time if you go to Once Upon a Child? So I took a bin recently. I also had some toys that we took because we have so many toys in our house right now. So I picked out some that I thought my son was done with, and they ended up taking 37 items for a total of $49.68. That's $1.34 an item, which isn't that bad, especially that it's kids' clothes. I also sometimes take my own clothes or my husband's clothes because we're both on the small end. So they do have like teenager clothes that sometimes they will take a few items, and I don't go to Plato's all that often to take our stuff there instead. So I'll just throw it in the Once Upon a Child bin and see what they can do. That was actually a pretty good day for me. Usually they take less. I think I had a lot of kind of like cute items that day that were my son's, but you know, my kids have worn them, so a lot of times they're just not taking it because of wear and tear on an item. I try to take out any items that are stained or torn, or I don't even try. Sometimes I miss things and then I'll realize it when I get home. But honestly, oftentimes I will just fold them up, put it back in the bin, and try again next time and see what else they will take. So then basically I have this $49.68. And what I do is I don't then report that to myself as profit yet into my reselling business, even though these were mostly clothes that I got from the bins, remember at the beginning of the story. Instead, I will get that out as cash. I won't take it as a business expense out as cash because I just liquidated it from the bins into this kids consignment store. And then I will use that cash to purchase items with a cost of goods of $0 to me. And then when that item sell, I will report that as profit into my business. Does that make sense? I bought them at the bins, didn't take them out of my cost of goods, wrapped them into my cost of goods for all of the other items that I bought that day. I'll take them to kids consignment. I'll get cash directly out, and then I will spend that cash. Normally, I spend that cash at garage sales. And then when I input my cost of goods for those garage sale items, I'll put them in at $0 unless I spent more and obviously had to pay anything out of pocket. I'll put them in at $0. So you guys have probably heard that in my what sold videos. So hopefully this was a little better explanation. I hope I didn't confuse you. Please let me know down in the comments if I did a terrible job of explaining this. I will often drop a bin at Once Upon a Child on my way to swim school with my daughter, and then we will pick it up afterwards. However, today after that, we had to go get my car repaired. I had gotten like a rock in the glass, so that I had to take it to Safe Flight, you know, Safe Flight repair, Safe Flight replace. And we had to get it fixed. And we had a couple hours that we were like, okay, there's a little diner down the street. So we'll walk down there. So we dropped my car, we walked down to the little diner. And then on the way back, there was a consignment store, and I would like a true consignment store. And I was like, Skylar, do you want to go thrifting? So she was a good sport, and we went in there to go thrifting a little bit. So I'm going to show you those items in just a minute. Actually, I should have grabbed them while I'm downstairs. I'm going to have to run back downstairs and get that bag. But when I got up to pay, it's a small kind of locally owned consignment store, and there was like an extra charge if you used your credit card, which is fine, of course. And I was like, you know what? My total was like $45, I think. And I remembered that I had just gotten $49 in cash from Once Upon a Child. So I was like, this is perfect. I will just pay right with that cash. I'll do the liquidation strategy that I normally do. And then once these items sell, I will report it as profit. So all of the items in this haul, I am counting as $0 cost of goods. And I'm excited. So let me go grab that bag. I'll meet you here in just a second and show you what I got. All right, I just got my camera stand out really quick. My arm's getting tired, and obviously I need to show you in the haul. And I just realized that like I matched the couch. So I'm sorry for that. That's kind of really embarrassing, but I like this. This is a Uniqlo 100% linen top that yes, I will be listing after I clean it and get it listed. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you the things that I decided at the consignment store were worth me picking up. I have to be very, very selective. I don't shop at consignment stores all that often just because I have so much access to thrift stores that I just go thrifting more often. But since we were walking past this consignment store, I knew I'd have to be very selective about what I got. But I know that the money that I got from Once Upon a Child and purchased with these items is going to be very, very worth it because I'm going to have great profit at the end of the day, I think, after these items sell. So the really fun part of this is when we got to this, it was like a little house basically. And outside they had 2 racks and they wasn't marked, there wasn't a tag on them or labels or anything to give us any indication of if those racks were outside because there was some sort of sale or if they were just, you know, putting some items outside. So I looked through real quick and saw, oh, there's some items I'd be interested in, but not at like the regular retail price or the consignment store price. So I went inside. I was like, hey, I see the racks outside. Is there a sale or are they just out there? And she was like, yeah, everything's $1. And I was like, yay. Because I knew I had seen some items that I'd be happy to pay $1 for. I just wasn't ready to pay the sticker price for. So let me show you these. All right, the first one I have is a Bowden. Actually, I think I have a few Bowden pieces. I do really like selling Bowden as well as mini Bowden, which is the kids line. I think I have one mini Bowden piece in here, but it always sells really well for me. Sometimes it sells quickly, sometimes it sticks around, but usually I get a fairly decent price, you know, $20 to $40 depending on the piece. And this is a nice jersey knit stretch. Let me scoot over here a little bit. Just dressed with a fun little pattern here. Yeah, there you go. Actually, I think this is a tunic. I think this is a tunic top. That would be a little bit short to be a dress, but this is in a size 18, which is great. Great plus size. I do find that Bowden tends to sell better in the larger sizes. It tends to have a more mature demographic. So I will probably list this around $30, maybe up to $35 once I look at comps. I also, if you guys have been watching my channel, know that I really enjoy selling Calvin Klein professional wear. So I found this dress. There's just the basic Calvin Klein tag. But again, for $1, I mean, that's less than I would pay for this at the bins because this is probably just over a pound. So I probably would have paid like $2 for this at the bins. So that is a fantastic deal. And I really like their just basic career pieces. And this is really great. This one doesn't have a size. You can see the size tag was ripped off. But I decided to get that anyway. I did notice that in store. And it might be my size. It might be a little bit big, but I'm going to try it on. That will help me kind of estimate the size. And then of course I'll measure it and use the size from that as well. I'm hoping this will fit me because if so, I'm definitely going to wear this to work first and then I will get this listed. Also, if you can't tell, it's got this muted Glen plaid pattern. If you guys aren't familiar with that, this very specific pattern is called Glen Plaid. It's used a lot in like blazers, things like that. So make sure to put that in your title and description because I do think some people seek out that specific type of plaid, especially in career wear. Okay, the next thing I have is a cabbie piece. I do sell cabbie. I see cabbie quite a bit. I do not always pick it up. However, I decided to today. This was another one that was for $1. This is the newer cabbie tag. And it's just so soft and cozy. Like, I know I'm trying to pick up less sweaters because we're moving into springtime, but I thought this could be a fairly decent transitional weather one. And cabbie is really great because if you were not already aware, cabbie puts their very distinct style number into the inner material tag. So you can see that right there. So if you just go to Google or to Poshmark and type in cabbie 483, you're going to see these pop up. This one looked like it had some decent comps. There were some available, but there were lots sold. This is a size large, which I thought was a good size. And this is 50% wool. So a nice wool blend cabbie sweater. I'll probably list that between around like $40, between $35 and $40. All right, the next one I got for $1 is, this is just CNC California, which I see a ton. I do not pick it up all the time. But the reason I picked this sweater up is because of the material. It's nice and lightweight, which again is good for springtime and transitional weather. And this is a wool cashmere blend sweater. It's also my size, so I will be able to wear it into the office once or twice before I get it listed. So for $1, even to wear it once for me and then, you know, sell, I'll probably list it at like $35, but maybe a little less since it is just CNC California, but that's a great material content. Next is a Garnet Hill piece. I do like selling Garnet Hill. Garnet Hill is mostly like a catalog boutique brand. Obviously they sell online, but I still kind of think of them as a catalog brand. So there's Garnet Hill. This does look to me to be older. I would not, they pull all of their consignment tags off so they know how to pay out the person who was consigning it with them. So unfortunately, I don't have the original consignment prices, but I can pretty distinctly remember that for almost all of these, I would not have paid the consignment store price. You know, the consignment stores are wanting $10, $15 for most of these or more, and that's just not going to be enough for me. But I thought this was a nice, just nautical. It's another jersey knit stretch. This one does have pockets right here, which is always a selling factor. Definitely make sure to put that in the description. So Garnet Hill, that one I'll probably list around $35 as well. Then I got 2 velvet Graham & Spencer pieces. I do really like, I know I'm saying this about every brand, so I'm sorry that I'm a broken record, but velvet Graham & Spencer sells well for me. Here is the tag. The other one is the same thing. It's just in a different color. And these are very basic. So even for $1, I considered not getting these. I've never sold something so basic, but I decided to take a risk mostly because they are, again, broken record. They're my size, so I'll be able to style them and wear them into the office first. This is just a nice stretch turtleneck, and this one has, I think, a V-neck. Yeah, so this is a surplice neckline when it kind of slouches down like that. But I don't know. We will see how those go for $1. Stay tuned to my what sold videos to see, you know, how much. But I'm hoping even if they sell for like $20 after the fees and I can make between 10 or 15 on them, that is decent. Next, again, I was kind of thinking, what things would I pick up at the bins for these price? And I found this Pilcrow shirt, my size. So I won't wear this one to the office because it's, you know, it's not professional enough, but I'll wear it out or casually once. So just a little Pilcrow. Pilcrow is one of my favorite Anthropologie brands to sell, and that is the newer screen print label. So we're going to try it. Also, speaking of Anthropologie, on the list of brands I do not usually sell is this one. This is Postmark, which is an older Anthropologie label. I don't even know if this one is still sold. I have a piece from Postmark that has been in my closet, my Poshmark closet, since like the beginning of my reselling career, which was like 2 years ago. So I am not necessarily advocating for Postmark, but I wanted to try it again to see if it's the piece or to see if it's the brand and try something else. So this is, again, also just very basic. It's got this like metallic striping, which is fun though. And I only bought it because of the sleeves. Even being Anthropologie, if it didn't have these bell sleeves, I probably would have left it there. But my size, I'll get to wear it once, and then we're going to try and experiment. So let me know if you guys have any experience with Postmark and if you have any better luck or if you've just given up on it too. Next, another basic. This is the newer Bowden label when it has this dot right there. This is a size 8, and this one is very basic. This is another one that I almost left behind just because it's so basic, but it's still probably retailed for like $40 to $60, maybe more, because it's Bowden and it's very nice construction and quality. It's a cotton elastane blend. So I don't know, everybody needs a black shirt, right? All right, this was the one that I was not familiar with, but I decided to look up because of the tag. The tag looked really nice. And it says designed in London and made in Poland, which was kind of intriguing. So this is Issa, and this is the one I remember thinking I might have paid the consignment price for after I looked it up. But it's just a nice shift dress. Would be great for the office, would be great for, you know, a date night out or church or anything. I liked these bell, big kind of oversized polka dot sleeves was really nice. It's got this velvet trim on the sleeves and on the collar. So really, really nice construction. It just looked like good quality, which is why I decided to look it up. And it looks like this should sell for at least 30 to 50, maybe a little bit more possibly, but I hadn't heard of this brand. So it's another one I'm going to experiment with. Okay, the last couple things on the dollar sale is just a very basic little boy's shirt. This is the mini Bowden piece that I found. This is a size 7-8 youth, but yeah, I like selling mini Bowden. I do still sell in Kitizen, so sometimes stuff sells there. I sell mini Bowden well on Poshmark. It sells well on eBay, so hopefully one of those places somebody will grab it. They also had a bin under the racks that had some accessories and like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. And so I found 1 pair of shoes for $1. And these don't even look worn. I'm not sure. There's no tread wear on the bottom. There's no footbed wear at all. And these are Gentle Soles by Kenneth Cole. So for all I know, this could be a diffusion line that doesn't sell well, but for $1, I thought they were worth picking up. They will be good going into springtime. They're a little bit big on me, but I tried them on and I think I'm going to be able to wear them into the office before selling them. Maybe they're a size 8.5. I'm usually like a 7 to 7.5, but I don't know. They kind of were able to fit me. So we're going to try those out. Let me know if you've ever sold Gentle Soles. I like Kenneth Cole, which is why I decided to grab them. So as you're going to see, most of the items I got are $1. Consignment store that I was in would be absolutely fantastic to shop at for personal use. I would have paid their prices to buy items for myself in a heartbeat. But as a reseller, obviously I need to make some profit, and there weren't a lot of items where I was really seeing value in making profit. But I did grab 2 things. And I also didn't have time to go through like the whole store. We only spent half an hour or so in there because I got a text that my car was done. So we went back. We wanted to get home to my son and to dad and, you know, spend our Saturday together. So the first thing I got is this Tadashi Shoji piece, and this is a size 16. Tadashi Shoji is a really, really nice brand. It's also sometimes branded Tadashi. It's sometimes branded Shoji. But I have only ever found it in vintage pieces. And full disclosure, to be fully upfront with you guys, the ones I have not sold. I think I have 2 or 3 of them listed that I found at, I think maybe even the bins. But they're all vintage pieces. They might not be what sells from this brand, and maybe I have them listed too high. But this one looks more contemporary. This looks modern. It is a size 16, which is a plus size brand. And this one looks, it's formal wear. So I feel like it command a higher price. This would be beautiful. I think of this immediately as like a Muller of the bride dress. That's what I think of. I'll certainly put that in the description and tag it as that. But if you guys can see, it's got this mesh overlay with an opaque lining below it. And then it's got all of this beaded embroidery on it. So it's very beautiful. It's a stunning piece. This one also, they ripped the tag off, but I think I remember paying $15 for this one, and I decided that was worth it. They had 2 or 3 shoji that were all marked, I think, at around 15, and this is the one I decided to grab. Then the one other one, definitely keep your eye out for this if you're not familiar with it, because to be honest, I was not. But again, the tag looked really nice, so I decided to look it up, and we're going to try it out. This one was also $15, and this is Rachel Comey, made in New York. So the tag looked really nice. It looked to be good construction, said made in New York. So all of those things made me look it up, and I am hopefully going to get over 50 for this, maybe even between 75 and 100. But I loved the like slip dress style to this. That's been very in. It's been very trendy. It's got this like 90s Y2K feel. It's hard to show you in frame right now, but it's got this split up the side with all this lace kind of trim detailing, very delicate, very pretty. It's I think supposed to be like a snakeskin muted pattern on it with like the bright colors. Really great moving into the new spring weather. I can't believe that it's almost over. It's just viscose and rayon and then a polyester nylon lace. But if this could sell for like $75, so when I checked out, all of this was $45. And remember, I was able to put the cash right into that from Once Upon a Child. And honestly, the clothes, the 37 things that I took to Once Upon a Child, basically probably cost me nothing because they were just little kids' clothes that I had picked up at the bins or gotten for free or as gifts along the way. Toys, we don't really buy toys for my kids because we just acquire them from other people. So I basically had no cost into those items that I took to Once Upon a Child. If you're shopping for items specifically at the bins too, I know there's some other people that use that strategy. I love watching Ginger Marvin. She does this a lot where she's shopping for adult clothes to resell herself. But as she's going along, she'll also just pick up the kids' clothes to take to Once Upon a Child. And then she'll flip that into something else. She'll either buy something in the store or she'll take that money and roll it into something else, which is a fantastic strategy. I don't have the time working my full-time job to go to consignment stores or buy sell trade stores and do the trade-in as much. And usually when I do, I need to take my own kids' clothes. But maybe down the road, I'll do that more. I will keep you guys posted with how these items sell. Maybe I'll do a video a few months down about what's sold and what's not from this, if you guys would like to see that. But I hope this was a little bit of fun, just doing this quick video about how I use Once Upon a Child as part of my just general lifestyle and as a part of my business strategy. Let me know down in the comments below, do you use Once Upon a Child or Plato's Closet or some other stores? I hear mention of like Buffalo Exchange. I don't know if I have any of those in my areas, but I know there's lots of them around. So that is it for today. I am actually going to go try to list a few things before I have to run and get my kids. Hopefully I didn't blend into the couch too much in this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video, especially if you want to see my what sold videos coming up, or if I do a dedicated, what sold video to these items, I can certainly do that for you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.